still living behind their masks, it creates a crisis. Not a dramatic one, a quiet one, the kind that hides inside polite smiles and slightly too long silences. Why? Because without saying a single word, you have become a mirror. They look at your discipline, and their own excuses suddenly have nowhere to hide. They look at your boundaries, and are reminded of access they used to take that you no longer give. They look at the fact that you don't need their approval, and it exposes exactly where they abandoned themselves to get everyone else's. You didn't come in with an agenda, you're just standing there, calm, grounded, not performing, but to a psyche built entirely on performance. Your lack of a mask is the most threatening thing in the room, and human beings have always despised the mirrors that show them what they haven't faced. But here is what makes this genuinely fascinating. The people in that room don't know they're doing any of this, because the moment that discomfort hits their nervous system, the mind activates its favorite unconscious defense mechanism, and it points it directly at you. The honest question, and the one that would actually help, sounds something like this. Why does this person's self-possession make me feel so small right now? That question takes courage to sit with. It requires looking at the shadow directly, so instead, the subconscious takes a shortcut. It takes the discomfort they feel inside themselves, wraps it in a label, and pastes that label onto you. Your quiet confidence becomes arrogance. Your boundaries become selfishness. Your self-awareness becomes pretentiousness. And here's the part that makes it genuinely strange. Once that projection locks in, they are no longer actually arguing with you. They are arguing with a character they invented. A caricature built entirely from their own unresolved material, wearing your face. This is why you feel that low-grade chill in the air. You are carrying the weight of their projections, and unconsciously, they are trying to push you back into a version of yourself they could predict, minimize, feel superior to, because a person who doesn't need their approval is completely unmanageable. Now, before you close this video feeling like the only self-aware person in every room you've ever stood in, Jung would stop you right here, because here's his most important observation, the one most people skip past. Everyone projects, every single person. You have looked at someone else's confidence and felt a flash of irritation that was actually envy wearing a disguise. I have. The person watching this right now has. The goal of understanding the shadow is not to graduate into a flawless analyst of everyone else's psychological flaws. The goal, if the only goal that matters, is to become honest with yourself, because the people who trigger you most, they're holding a mirror up too. So, what do you do when the rooms you used to belong in now feel tight, artificial, and quietly hostile? You stop shrinking to fit them. Some relationships were built on a version of you that no longer exists. One that was easier to manage, easier to predict, easier to feel superior to. When you heal that part of yourself, you break the terms of that contract, and some people will never forgive you for it. Let them go. Not with anger, not with a speech, just let them go. Because the space created by the wrong people leaving is exactly where the right ones enter. Not people who need you small, not people who project their shadows onto you and call it a personality assessment. People who are willing to look in the mirror themselves. So the next time you walk into a room and feel that familiar half step out of tune chill, don't apologize, don't shrink, don't spend the drive home picking apart everything you said. Just breathe, stand still, and remember, you are no longer responsible for maintaining someone else's comfortable illusion.